what's up? And welcome back to Bougie Banter. I'm your girl, Nisha B. Here's my sister, Tasha Too Funny, and my mom, Dr. Fletcher. Of course, we are opening up the episode, so we have to start with our One Hope wine. And I want to go ahead and show you what we are drinking on today. Today is, okay, I don't know if I can say it, but it's Cabernet Sauvignon.
I think that sounds about right.
That sounds good.
That sounds good.
That
sounds good.
Them little Spanish lessons for the last 10 years that never really stuck worked a little bit. Grassy, yes. No, I'm just kidding. All right, y'all. So to get some of the wine that we are sipping on today, be sure to hit the link in our bio, One Hope Wine. All the details are there in the bio. So we'll be right back. All right, so we want to go ahead and start with our first topic of the day. We're just talking about Blue Ivy being on tour with her mom. And as you know, she is one of the dancers. Um, and some people have, decided to have negative comments about it because, it's Beyonce, it's her daughter. People have been like, I feel like ever since Beyonce had Blue, they always wanted to have something negative to say about her. And every opportunity they get, they run with it. So some of the comments are just about her ability to dance. But so here's my opinion. What I always looked at is just the fact that it's her daughter. And I just know Beyonce's excited. The fact that her daughter has any interest in what she does and wants to be a part of it and just want to be included. So I think it's really cute. And whether she can dance or not, I could care less. She's a child. And talent you can train and everything can get better over time. But the fact that she wants to do what her mom does and be with her mom as a woman, I would love for my daughter to do something like that and want to be a part of it with me. So who wants to go first?
I'll go first. Okay, I think that I totally agree with you to say that I would love to have my daughters want to be a part of something that I'm a part of. So I totally agree on that. I understand Beyonce's joy of just watching her daughter and having her daughter near her. And I think that her daughter seems a little shy. So I don't think that she can't. We don't know yet, if she can do it. That's a hard thing to do, to walk in your mother's shoes because she's Beyonce. I mean, that's hard for regular people.
But let's think about it though. Beyonce is performing in front of thousands of people, not 50, not 100, thousands, stadiums full. And so even if it wasn't Beyonce, you're dancing in front of thousands of people. How many people can really get up there and do anything? That little girl practiced very hard, especially Beyonce, her mama.
Right.
She knew all of her steps. They would have been like, and now Blue Ivy. I'd have been all them lights and to even get up there. I'm surprised she could even remember her steps.
Yeah.
And in all the dances, she was in the very front.
Right.
Leading. So she practices, the time, the dedication, the effort is there. The rest will follow. But people are going to troll.
Right.
That's what they do. People say, oh, we hate trolls until you become a troll.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I just feel like y'all need to be honest. Call it what it is. If it look a mess, it look a mess.
It's a child.
It's a child. And children should be off limits.
This
but
is her
they
first
never
time.
are.
Right.
They
And
never are.
This is her first time ever performing. It's her first time wanting to be in front of the camera versus being harassed and being forced in front of it because she's a celebrity's child. So she's, stepping out into this. And I feel like that's what I said earlier. I feel like people just wait for an opportunity to pick her apart. Ever since she's been born, like people have been waiting to look forward. They just want something to knock Beyonce down a couple pegs. So you go for her child. What kind of?
But it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It doesn't matter. It could have been Mother Teresa.
Yeah,
People
just
are
like
going to
that.
say things
Yeah.
negatively about it. And everyone talks about how somebody else is the troll. But the trolls are regular people.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, we'll be right back. All right, so now we want to move over to a different topic. Just talking about dating safely. And so this is the question: should you let a man you're meeting for the first time order you an Uber, or should you an accept a trip from them, joining them, anything like that? Lately, what I've been seeing on TikTok is a lot of women are like, "I'm not going on a date with you unless you send me a car, send me something like that." And I mean, I understand that, but I feel like for me, as somebody who's out here in these streets dating and how dangerous this world is, I'm not. You ain't sending me nothing. I mean, you can send me the money for it. You can always cash at me. That don't really matter. But don't send me no car to my house. You're not getting my address. I don't care. Unless you
Yeah.
like a whole nother country or something. I know you ain't got the funds to get here. I'm not giving you my address like that.
Yeah, no. It's a no for me. It's a no for me. My granddaddy always said, don't poop where you lay your head. So no dating my house where I'm at until we're official. You don't even know where I live. Yeah.
Yeah, the most like I now tell people what city I live in. But before that, I would lie. I'd be like, I'm 3 cities over that way. You don't even know.
Well, with the way that human trafficking is on the rise, I've been seeing a lot of girls that these young girls want somebody to fly them. Oh, he flew me here. He
Mm.
flew. It's a lot, especially in the black community. The number of women that are going missing,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, gone forever, is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I would never want to take a flight. Don't fly me. I don't want to meet you. No, I'm not flying with you. And no, I'm not getting in the Uber. I mean, you have to worry about so much on your own getting in the Uber. Not saying that um that Uber is. I'm not saying that it's dangerous. You have to just be careful and mindful of anything that you're doing. So I would not have somebody send me a car because they've had things where you went to get in a car and you didn't even recognize that this wasn't your driver
Mm-hmm.
and got kidnapped that way. And now you want somebody to send you a car that you dealing with. You haven't even met him. You're on a date. He's going to send. If you want me to go, you need to pay for me to go and all this other stuff. So you take a Uber from somebody that you have not met. You don't know if this man is catfishing you or not.
He could send you to the wrong address.
You
He could.
anything. It might not even be a real Uber. You don't know. You don't know what's happening, and I feel like it's just better for you to get there. And I wouldn't even let him know where my car is. It's just dangerous,
It's dangerous.
It is.
especially in this world today.
I was watching a video today and they were just going over some basic safety about even things like when you go into your apartment building, being careful not to turn the lights on right away because they look and see what apartment you're in. Yeah,
Mm.
stalkers and crazy something happened. And so the girl was given a rundown, but we have to always constantly, and it's a shame because I also seen that how we teach girls to put their key between their hand or teach girls to be careful of their drink and teach girls to be cautious to make sure to protect themselves from being sexually assaulted. But how often you really have these conversations with men about
How not to sexually assault women.
what is consent and
How to take no for an answer and not be upset because they said no. I don't know why so much stuff is like, well, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you should fix this. Like, how about we deal with the core issue?
your skirt was too short, like they don't
But see,
sexually assault children.
but the
Right.
problem is that this is not. We're not talking about an individual. When you're getting flown out to places, this is not just one. They have organizations
Mm-hmm.
that are getting women this way.
Mm-hmm.
So while you're thinking I'm getting this free trip because
You
you
gotta-
chasing the bag
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna get this free trip, now you done got caught up because they got organizations that is doing this stuff.
All right, that's what the thought was. So I was talking to this one guy on one of the dating apps before, and he was talking about how it's so many women out here that are like tricking and doing all that kind of stuff, and how they're so quick to do stuff. Like he was like, it's a lot of like, prostitutions and stuff out here, and it's black women.
Hmm.
What
Like there's a lot of them.
what it is that fast pace,
That fast
fast
life.
money. When you're moving fast like that, you don't have time to make rational decisions. You don't have time to check with your folks and run ideas past them, and you're just in that fast paced environment, and it's dangerous.
It
And
is.
you have people that are literally criminal organizations who are way faster, smarter, and a lot more practiced than and they get no from on them every day. But
Mhm.
everyone thinks it can't happen to them.
Until it does. It is scary though, because like even dating now, it's like you have to be super cautious of where you choose to go on the date. What time do you choose to hang out with them? What time are you leaving? Will you actually drink anything? Um, and then you don't want to make them angry because this is a stranger that you're meeting. You don't know if they're gonna follow you home. You don't know you don't know where you're gonna go and park at in advance. A lot of times you can't figure out where the parking is until you get to wherever you're going. Then you get there, you're in a parking garage, and all of a sudden you don't make it home because you're in a parking garage thinking you walking home like, all right, bye. And all of a sudden he decided to, no, I'm not going yet. I'm gonna follow you. You don't even realize, you know?
You know, that just made me think about one of your dates. Now you said that at the last minute, y'all already had it set up for one location,
Mm.
and at the last minute, he wanted to change the location. Now, having that location that you're comfortable with, that you've already mapped out where you're going to park, all those details that you said, he changes it at the last minute. Now, that's scary.
Yeah, that's definitely like an opportunity for something to happen. Luckily, I knew the area he was talking about, but I wasn't willing to drive over there. But if I didn't know that, and I'm like, okay, yeah, we can go there. You ain't gonna know till you get there what you really getting into.
Mm-hmm.
So everything, it still can be a surprise.
Right.
But I will say, like, personally, I've always been super cautious. I don't trust anybody, man or woman. I don't care who you are. I don't trust people. That's just that. I'm overly cautious, and I love being that way because everybody can't, be in my space. Everybody can't have access to me. That's why even sometimes I don't go on the date at all because I don't want to meet you. I don't feel like you should know me like that and meet me in person. I'm not trying to share my energy with you. I ain't trying to have you so caught up with me because people fall in love with Nisha B. And I don't want you to be in love and then you start stalking me. So I got to keep this fineness, you know what I'm saying, at bay. So
I've had a stalker before.
same.
Yeah, that's
To the point where you have to reach out to social media people and tell them, hey, can you like remove this page because they've been stalking me for a while? Can you take that account down? Block them from your whole site because they've been stalking me? Talk to literal owners of different whatever social media, whoever representatives, whatever. So it can get bad, and we don't realize when, like you said, trying to live fast. You don't realize how much you really have to check watch yourself, watch what you're doing, watch when you check in. I will say, like, when the whole thing happened with Kim Kardashian, the whole like getting robbed and all that stuff kind of got set up. I will say, like, once that whole thing happened, and I realized how easy access everybody really is, and like when you post stuff, not to tag it when you're there, all that kind of stuff. That's why I look at you crazy if you tag me. I'm like, untag.
no, that's right.
Don't tag me because my
I-
pages are public. I don't know who's looking at that. Wait until I walk out the building. Once we
Yep.
walk out, you can tag it all day. I don't
Yep.
care.
I
Tag me.
will take pictures and post them when I get home.
Right. It ain't
This
that
is what we did
serious.
today.
The good thing is that's what I like about. I feel like that kind of helps even with building content because I don't post immediately. Instead, I post a video that I put together in the end, and now you get to see everything I did that day. But you don't gotta be there when I'm there. I don't want to look over and see you. I'm like, dang, I just posted that. Oh yeah, I saw your post. That's too much, you
But
know.
you know what? That was a big reason why I got off of Snapchat
Which
because
one?
they started doing locations,
Oh yeah, I turned that off.
and that's when I was like, I don't want this app no more.
But you know what it is? Some people like say they're at a party or something or a club or whatever. That I guess that's supposed to be a way to kind of get your friends like, oh, you over there here? Let me go pull up into the club too, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever event or party. But I feel like if I want you to be there, I'll send you an address. If I want you to join me, I'll text you. Hey, can you join me over here? I'm on such and such. Otherwise, I don't need you to pull up. Don't pull
Because
up on me.
people that's mean you harm is also looking at that.
So unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
This world we live in.
Right. All right, y'all. We'll be right back.
It's in God's hands now.
All right, so there was a different clip that's been going around, or at least it did a little while ago, of basically a father was kissing his son, but he kissed him on the lips. And, people had things to say about it. So the question is that acceptable at after a certain age for a father to kiss his son or his daughter on the lips? Dr. Fletcher?
For me, I don't have a problem. Um, Especially some cultures, they kiss on the lips all the time.
Right.
Grown men kiss on the lips. So I don't, to me, it depends on the relationship. I don't kiss y'all in the mouth anymore. I feel like
That's
y'all
because
grown.
Mm-hmm.
we grown,
Y'all
girl.
grown.
Mm-hmm.
Grown,
And
grown.
married.
So we don't be doing that. But I wouldn't look at anybody as, oh, something is wrong with you if you did. It's just your relationship. It depends on your relationship, and it's up to them to decide what works for them.
I definitely kiss you on lips. I was like up to like 14, 15 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I was still a baby.
Yeah, I don't, I don't, I don't know. I don't think it's. I don't. You
Like,
kissing your child, and
yeah.
a lot of those things. Um, I believe in physical touch and hugs and kisses and affection that way. And so to see a father and a son that affectionate to me, once you know what their relationship is, now unless you got some type of like, oh, it's some weird you know, incesty pedophile type stuff going on, because there are, that happens also in the
Mhm.
world. But once it's known that this is just a father and just a son and they're just showing affection, then you should be happy that they're able to
Be that affectionate to each
to
other.
yeah, and to show
Yeah.
love that way, and nobody makes it weird, and they're just so comfortable that they're able to do that. However,
Mm-hmm.
I will say this though. This isn't the first time that conversation is coming up, and I have noticed a lot of stuff nowadays is just for clicks, just for comments, likes, shares, and stuff. Because like I'm in a lot of parenting groups, and everybody knows you don't lay a baby on their stomach. So when you make a video and you show the baby laying on their stomach sleeping with a bunch of pillows around them and a bunch of blankets around them, you're literally doing it for one purpose, because even negative shares, even negative viral is still viral.
Right.
And so I'm more side eyeing for that reason, because this is one of those topics where people get all up in arms. So are you trying to go viral here by displaying this, or are you just cool? I didn't see the video, so I can't say.
Well, yeah, I saw the video, and the boy looked like he was about 7 years old,
Yeah.
and I think they might have been
I think it was like an award show or
Latino,
something.
and so the father kissed his son. It was really innocent. I didn't see anything. He kissed the wife, and he kissed the son.
Oh, I'm
And
100% kissing my kid at 7 years old.
yeah, I didn't see
100%.
anything wrong with it in any kind of way. People are just sick in the head.
I kiss my
You know-
daughters on the lips every single day. I feel like I probably kiss them too much. They probably gonna get a little bumps or something like that from my big grown lips. But I kiss them every day, all on their
I
lips.
kiss your child. I kiss your children every
Mhm.
day. Well, every day I see him. This one guy I went on a date with before. This one guy, this older guy, I think he was Hispanic or Latino, and he had a son that was like 18, 19, and he still kissed his son on the lips. That's just what they did. It wasn't like this weird thing, and it wasn't like, this perverted thing or anything. That's culture, and
Mhm.
that's what we do, and it's not that big of a deal. Everything isn't meant, everything isn't with some weird agenda behind it. But like you said, I do think a lot of times stuff is just about the whole clickbait. But I think, again, like we had mentioned in one of the last videos, that somebody was probably videotaping just to be videotaping, and then change the narrative, because it was probably a whole different type of video initially. Then somebody just wanted to add their own little negative comment on there just to get the spark and get people going. Like, oh, okay, well, how can I make this benefit me? So,
A lot of times you'll post a video innocently,
right.
and then someone see it and be like, I can say something controversial about that, and I'm going viral for being the one who
had that negative
cuts
comment.
and pastes and shares and
Right.
and submits and does all that stuff, and people just want to go viral. That's their little 15 minutes of fame.
Right.
I think as long as it's not, and I think you could kind of tell if the child was uncomfortable. As long as the child's not uncomfortable and the child seen it as just regular, you know, as long as it's no, which I think a lot of times other people try to put some kind of sexual undertone to it.
To everything.
And
What is-
we'll never know, truthfully,
Right.
because the most normal, loving, happy families are the ones, that they find out like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. And that I talk to him every day. He's such a nice guy,
Right.
So, but you also can't tell other cultures
Yeah.
what is the way to the proper way to carry yourself when you're from a different culture.
Honestly, a 7-year-old is a baby. That's
Right.
still, what is that, first or second grade?
I don't know.
That's a baby.
It's a baby, and I'm kissing my baby. I don't care.
Me too.
And just because y'all have no love in your hearts and you don't give your children affection does not mean I should stop giving my child affection. Okay.
Do you know the crazy thing is that we want our men to be more affectionate.
But then we shoot them down when they are.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that is such the conversation. But did you see the conversation about, or are y'all taking y'all sons to see Little Mermaid? That's a conversation within the Black community. Are y'all taking y'all sons to see Little Mermaid? And now on the flip side, so are y'all not taking y'all daughters to see Spider-Man then?
There
Because-
is a whole boy in the movie who's showing you chivalry in a way. If we looking at, I haven't watched it yet, but if we're looking at the original Mermaid. But I don't see anything wrong with a boy seeing what the heck. That's like, don't go see. You know what I mean? Those boys should have seen any of the princess movies on Disney.
But it doesn't make sense to me even still. It reminds me of when they said if you have a white male lead in a movie, that's a everybody movie. If you have a woman lead, that's a female movie. If you have a black lead, it's a black movie. That's stupid.
So if you have a
If it's a-
female lead, that's a girl movie.
It's for girls only. That's stupid.
That is.
It's a movie. A movie is a movie. You want to see the movie or not?
Right.
Mhm.
Go see the movie.
I'm not finna not watch a good movie because, so what is the issue then? Like, what is the problem that they have? Is it
They're
because it's a white
saying-
man that's the lead, or
No, they're saying that
they don't like the interracial
the-
couple?
No, they're
No.
saying no. It's about boys and girls. So they're
Mhm.
saying boys shouldn't go see princess movies.
But they have already seen them. Everybody done seen them. It's on Disney.
Right.
Listen, if you want to have an issue with a princess movie, this is not the one. Run it up. Run that movie up. Like, we need to get Haley her monies. We need to run that up. We need to get that to be a 1 billion box office. Let's pay these checks. If y'all want to pick another movie to complain about, pick something else. But let's not do this one. We done went through too much controversial crap. She done went through too much hate to get to this point of getting this movie done.
Say
There's
it
too many
loud.
people who are the guy who even did the music, who did the composing for the movie. This is like one of his first movies that he's ever composed for. There's a lot of people who are doing a lot of great things for this movie, and don't limit it because you got some dumb behind beliefs.
But
Go watch the movie.
It ain't even beliefs.
It ain't beliefs. It's just
But
finding something to complain about.
but
Having an
it's
issue.
that a lot of our LGBTQ plus people are having to deal with the fact that black people only care about black issues if it's straight black issues.
Right.
Mm.
Black people don't care about black issues that affect LGBTQ plus. And the thing about it is they are still black people as well.
Right.
And that's the issue. That's what I'm trying to say.
All right, y'all. We'll be right back. Okay, so for this next topic, we want to just talk about, do women need a man?
What she's saying is that women have been let down by men so much that they feel like they don't need a man no more. Like, I could do bad by myself type energy.
Okay.
I've heard many women throughout my life say, I don't need a man. I don't need a man. But for me, I have to disagree. I think women do need men. And the reason why, I understand, that what women have been through, and not every woman is going to have a man. And you know what? And it's so weird because a part of me is saying, we were created to be social beings. So we need a partner. We do need a partner. we might not all get a partner, and we're not going to die. You're going to figure out a way to survive. But for me, I go back to, and I don't know how spicy this makes this statement, but I thought about when I was in the hospital and your dad was in surgery from cancer. And I was sitting there in the morning by myself, and they had in the waiting room different sections for people um, waiting for the doctor. Everybody's family member was having surgery. So the doctor would come out, and I would listen to him, watch him over there, say, "Oh, he's doing well. He did very good in surgery. Surgery is over." And they're all saying that. And when it was my turn, a nurse came out to me, and she said, "I need you to go into that private room." Now, I'm by myself.
Right.
I'm like everybody else. They came up to them and said what they had to say. Why do I have to go into a private room? I later find out that's because my doctor's level, the kind of money he makes, he can get the private room. But I didn't know that at the time. So I'm in that private room by myself waiting. I waited about 10, 12 minutes.
That's a long time.
Yes.
It
And I'm
is.
in there praying, and I started thinking about the things. It's crazy. I'm thinking about the things that I needed from him, even the stupidest thing. I mean, it could be from the biggest thing, or to the smallest thing of, I'm gonna be taking the trash out by myself for the rest of my life, or when I'm in the bed and I'm cold and I want somebody to cuddle up to just having his input, because I respect his opinion, and I don't have that anymore. So to me, that partnership, I need that partnership, and we were created to need that partnership. But I understand that some women will not get it. It's not going to be, there's a lot of single women out here that's never going to have that person. So they said, I will still survive if I don't have that partner.
Right. But my goal ain't to not have it.
But you do
well,
need it.
That's
I
that's
mean,
gonna be
for
tough.
some,
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be really hard to sell that you need a partner, knowing that you won't die.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to really look at what is need. You have grown so accustomed to having him that you almost feel like you need him. But the truth be told, you will do everything fine, and you will smile again. You'll laugh again. You'll continue to be in your children's lives. You'll continue to pay for your home. You'll figure out a way to get warm at night. It would suck. I'm married and I love my husband. And I honestly, some days I'm like, oh my goodness, what would I do without you? Figure it out.
Yeah,
I would do something.
Yeah.
I would do something. The fact that so many women don't have a partner lets you know that we don't need them.
Yeah.
You don't need them. You don't need them to be content. You don't need them to be happy. You don't need them to be fulfilled, because eventually one of y'all are going to pass away.
Mm-hmm.
And even if it's only one day, you're going to have to, you will survive that day without your person. A lot of people say, because it makes me think about the conversation of, oh, marriage is just a piece of paper. For you, maybe, but for me, it's everything.
Mm-hmm.
The
Right.
Bible is just a book. For you, but for me, it's the foundation of my life.
Mm-hmm.
So what it is you're speaking from the passion and the love and how strongly you feel about your husband. But for some person who's never felt that,
That's true.
could you imagine life without your kids? I lived 32 years without kids. Just fine. Had fun, felt fulfilled. And then I had kids, and I'm like, Lord, if you don't do another thing for me, do not take my babies, because I literally,
Yeah.
you're going to have to take both of them, because how I'm going to live to take care of the other one without one of them. Like, I'm going to die. But I won't.
That's real. I will say, because everybody doesn't have even a good example of that kind of love that you're talking about. So for them, it's easy to say, well, I don't need it, because you might have seen something that was completely different that was like, if that's what love is, I don't want it. And then that can, on its own, be a reason for them to never even go after it. But I've watched you and daddy my whole life. So I want that. I want that. Y'all hear me? I'm single. Still single.
But I will say, with both, I'll tell you, you do not need it.
Right.
You, I mean, it is always going to be that little feeling inside, like,
You know what it
dang.
is? It's the idea of, like, for instance, like right now I'm chilling, right? I'm not in that danger zone technically where it's like you could possibly not have them. But the moment they say that I might have not be able to have them, I'm going to extremely want them then. Like now, I want them tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's about like right now that I have the freedom. Yeah, I don't need them kids. But as soon as that opportunity of having what I want might go away, I'm a no. I want that now. This is exactly what I want. That's all I want. And I think that's kind of what it is. A lot of times when you don't have the option. So for instance, like I don't have love right now. I have love and family, but I don't have love from like a partner. But because I know what it looks like or what it could look like, I know that that's something that I want. Now, like you said, I don't need it. I've been chilling. I'm 30, going on 32, and I've
You
been
just really, really want it.
right.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I want it. I've seen it. It looks good. I've seen it in bad ways. I've seen it in good ways. I want it. I want to try it out. Let me see for myself. I want to experience it. Come on.
Yeah.
DM me. Stop playing. Nisha B. Ahora.
Yeah. It sucks though. I wish a happy union for everybody, man. Just knowing what it's like. Some people saying, "Oh, I don't believe in marriage." I'm like, that sucks for you, because I'm not trying to say like, "Oh, my husband is God," but God is an experience that I really wish for other people, because it's like, you don't know what it's like to have I mean, you might know what it's like to have a husband, might have had a terrible one or an okay one that, just really, but to have a spouse or a partner that's just like, oh,
Thank God I picked this one.
it's some good chicken, boy, I tell you, I don't know, like a piece of steak or something. I'm just saying, it's a good thing.
It's something worth
Yeah,
experiencing.
it's a good thing.
Even if you don't get to experience it for life, being able to say you've experienced it is better than not saying you never had opportunity at all.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back. All right, so for this next topic, we want to talk about sharing things in a committed relationship. For instance, is it okay to buy a house or to share a bank account with someone you are in a committed relationship with, but you are not married to?
It's a no for me.
So I'm gonna go first, and I have no problem with sharing a bank account as long as the bank account is with your money. My money won't be in it, but we can share your money. I have absolutely no problem with sharing it. I'll even tell you what the statement says. Hey, babe, this statement is saying like 3,000, but my shoes have not posted yet, so it's gonna go up to 4. Just a heads up. So I have not. I think the most I've ever done is with my last boo. I had his like account on my account. Not like we're connected, but like I could send him money and mainly he could send me money. So I had that much, but I would never like my direct account. Plus I don't keep real money in my account like that. My money goes straight to paying bills. So it wouldn't be my account. It'd be his funds from his. So Tash, you can go first.
Uh,
In a committed relationship.
and have you ever done it?
A committed relationship or boyfriend.
Absolutely not. Okay, so first of all, bank accounts, mortgages, all of these are legal. They're on that legal level, and so we need a legal binding marriage in order for me to do those type of things. I'm a risk assessor, and if you're not all in, if we're not both all in, because what is a commitment? If it ain't in writing, if it ain't signed by the judge, that's not a commitment to me. That's a conversation. You can walk away from that anytime. No questions asked. Yes, people get divorced, but there's an entire process, including child support and alimony and your social security check, unless I get married again.
marriage is for life and it's a real commitment. I'm not commit. That's not a commitment to me. That's just a conversation. Like, I like you, you like me, we want to stay together. Okay.
I mean, like, I don't know. I don't mind sharing your funds.
I mean, no, you can.
Like, I don't. I would like. All right. So recently, I've seen different girls talk about like their boyfriend or their guy they're dating has put their name on their Amex card, so they have access. They have their own copy of the card, and they can go shopping and stuff. So see their transactions on it.
So what happens if, for instance, fraud happens, right? Identity theft, right? And is my name on that account with yours? Like my husband, I added his name to one of my credit cards. So if I miss a payment, it's on his credit.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking
I was
about.
going to say that because when you get, when somebody adds you onto their card, suddenly you share in their good credit
and their bad.
And their bad.
Right. That's a commitment I'm not willing to take.
Yes.
And we're not committed legally, then I'm not going to be committed legally. Sharing a bank account is on the legal level.
So wait, if you add me to your Amex card, I got to pay a bill.
You're not going to, they will come to you if he is not paying his bill. For whatever reason. For whatever reason. I'm not saying that, because anything can happen to anybody. His can literally get identity theft. And now all of his life is ruined and yours.
So
he could die and now they looking at you. And I'm not, that's not a commitment I'm willing, that's not a commitment because now we're sharing mortgages. These are legal documents. These are notarized documents. These are signatures and such. So if we're going to do all that, then we need to be married. It's a legal document.
I think what it is, they add him as like a user on the card. Is that still the same thing?
No. Honey, you ain't no user. You're going to be added. They telling you you're going to be a user. You're going to be added to that. That's how the company is going to work that.
Period. Yeah, it's gonna pop up on your credit now.
It will.
So anything, if we're just talking, I love you, you love me, that's just a conversation. I'm committed to you. We got a bond. So that's deeper than whatever.
So y'all can keep the Amex card. Send me the Cash App or Zelle.
That's what I'm saying.
Or is that Zelle gonna get me have some issues too?
No, they can transfer you money anytime.
All right. So just transfer me the funds. Send me the funds.
Okay.
Don't add me to no card.
I got a story. Because my life is long. When I was probably about 19, 20, I had a boyfriend. And I thought we were in love. And we went and got a bank account together. And we were living together. And we were living in one state. And we were young. So we broke up. And I moved back home to my mom. And then when I came back to that state, I found out that he had been writing checks that had not been paid. These were bad checks. And the banks worked together. So I could not even start a new bank account until I paid off all of those bad checks. I had to pay all of it that he ran up. Now, thank God he didn't go crazy. It's $1,000. But
back in the day, that's a lot of money.
19-year-old, that was a lot,
$1,000 you in debt.
But so I thank God for that because it was small enough. It was large enough to teach me a lesson and small enough for me to heal from that lesson and move forward,
How come he didn't get affected?
He did.
But she had to pay it back.
Well, I was the one trying to get, like, it affects your credit and everything. So I wanted a bank account when I came back to the state.
You can't even have a bank account.
Yeah.
No.
Not if you owe banks money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
But that's why the Bible says don't co-sign.
Yeah.
It says don't co-sign. It literally does.
In my mind, we were going to get married.
Girl, I'm telling you, I done been married about 3 times in my mind. I gotta stop listening to her.
That's why I said I done had a couple soulmates.
Right. At this point, I'm tired of this. But I tell you what, I'm glad y'all talking about that little Amex card thing. I was thinking like, oh, okay, they on the Amex. But I ain't realized like, oh, baby, they gonna charge your credit. My credit?
Because and it's just like that trafficking thing. Everybody thinks it won't happen to them. It happens to anybody. I got scammed out of $500 that I would never forget. That was the worst day of my life. I cried on the floor.
I was swimming in tears. I was hurt. They scammed me out of $500. It can happen to anybody.
It happened so fast.
It happened so fast. And I think about it all the time. How they was like, "Oh, you have won $100," and I was like, "Oh my God, I won $100! Oh my God, thank you, Jesus!" I'm praising the Lord. He was like, "All right, give me the numbers, huh? Oh, it's 57."
Yeah, I know that code that Cash App says. No one will ask you for this code. When you open the app, no one will ask you for this code every time you open it.
Give me the code. I gave it to him, and he said, "Gotcha," and hung up. Before I knew it, my whole $500 check was gone.
It's really, and you know the funny
I'm
thing is,
sorry.
because soon she said that she gave him the numbers. I said, and now he got all your information.
And I looked down, I was like, Tasha. Mommy, she said it so low. I was like, uh-oh. Tasha, you gave him the code? And she's like, huh? Ignoring us on the phone. Oh my God, I won. In her own world. And I was like, oh, crap.
I cried so bad, and I cried because I had took a job as a custodian at the Boys and Girls Club because I felt like, you know, the facility wasn't clean enough and the kids deserved better. I was scrubbing toilets. I was scrubbing nasty doo-doo, pee-pee walls, everything. And that was my first check. It was $500. And they took my whole check. And they got me because they was posing as a Christian clothing store.
Mm-hmm.
And they was like, "Oh, we did the sweepstakes. You won $100." I was like, "Oh my God!" I gave them all my information.
And they said, gotcha. Laughed and hung up.
I mean,
Well, I say I was
he laughed
crying.
and his little crackhead girlfriend in the back head laughed. I didn't know they was some crackheads, and they got me. And it was like,
Especially because you was like acting like you won a lottery.
Yeah, and we was looking like,
we like, God dang, calm down.
we couldn't even tell her.
And it
Like,
was like
we was
the-
like, just wait, hold on. And she ignoring, marching, happy. I was like,
and
oh,
I remember
man.
it was January 28th. I remember it was January 28th. I remember because I was like, how y'all gonna do that before rent due? Rent due on the first. You taking people rent checks and be
Listen, y'all, don't be greedy.
Mhm.
Learn from Tasha Too Funny. $100, it's not worth it, child. $100, that's a day and some change of work. That could be 2 days of work for some people. And she just gave it to him.
No, they took $500. They
I know,
told
but
me
I'm
I was gonna
saying,
get $100,
I'm saying $100
and I was gonna get $100 and a free T-shirt.
She ain't ever get no T-shirt.
And see, and then they got you because you thought, well, they wouldn't do that with Christians, please.
Yes.
The church will do it to you sometimes. You get the right church, they gonna say, yeah, baby, God gonna bless you tomorrow. Give me that rent today. You pass that rent if you want to. Come back. Pastor, I ain't got no house. Baby, this ain't a shelter. Go to the shelter. Bye. Shut the door.
Y'all laughing at my pain.
All right, y'all. So thank you so much for joining us today on this episode of Bougie Banter. Be sure to get your One Hope wine. Link is in our bio. And join us here next time on the couch. Bye.